For many, many years, I was able to sell courses on my own WordPress website. In this video, it's a bit of a special one because I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how I set up the whole system to sell courses online. Perhaps maybe you may want to sell your courses, and this video is going to show you exactly what needs to be done without any steps skipped. The two main products that we're going to use for this are Tutor LMS and SureCart. Now, I've tried so many combinations before, but this one is by far the most easiest to set up. Let's dive in and let's get started. So over here, I have a basic website where I've installed SureCart. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to install Tutor LMS. So this is going to manage all our courses on our website. So we're going to come over here to plugins and then click on add plugin. And by the way, all the links to the products that I'm going to be using are all going to be in the video description below. All right, so let's search for Tutor LMS. There we go. So there's a free version and a paid version. So I would like to go with a paid version because it has pretty much everything that I need, all the bells and whistles, even certificates. Right, so I think I need to add a space here in order for me to find it easier. And there we go. Right, I'm going to go ahead now and click install now. As you can see, it's been installed on over 100,000 websites. So it's pretty solid. And like I said, I've been using it for a very, very long time. Okay, so now I just going to click on skip for now because I pretty much know what to do to get started. Okay, next I'm going to install the Pro version right away because I'm not going to waste a lot of time here. I'm going to click on plugins and let's add a plugin, upload. Now I've already gone ahead and downloaded it. Right here. Okay, I'm going to double click on that and then click on install. Now, while that is happening, let me show you where I got it from. This is my dashboard for Tutor LMS. So you can see here, I've gone ahead and downloaded it. Okay, so now I can go ahead and activate this. Right, so now that it's activated, I need to connect this so that I can activate it with my website. So it's asking for a license key. I'm going to say get license key. And for this, I'm going to add a website. And let me just grab my URL from here because this is exactly how you need to do it. I'm going to copy that, come back over here and paste it. There we go. Click on submit. And it looks like everything is all set now. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to drag this, take it over to the left here because I don't need it anymore. Okay, I've just pasted my license key and you can see here now that it has been accepted. All I have to do now is to click on connect and this is now going to connect with the Tutor LMS server. And there we go. Everything has been activated now. We're now ready to go. Okay, so with that now, we might as well just start creating our course. And I'm going to add my course by clicking over here to courses and then I'm going to say create course. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is to give this a name. I'm going to call this Max Course. I know I'm lazy with creating very exciting titles. So over here, I'm just going to open Lorem to just copy some of my text that I need on this page. Right, so I'm going to copy that as my description. come back over here, and I am going to paste it. The next step now, this is where you're going to decide, the difficulty level. So I'm going to click here and we're going to go with beginner, or you can say all levels. It's pretty much up to you. If it's a public course, you can just activate that and pretty much everyone can get access to it, but we're going to leave this as it is. Next, we also have our featured image here. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to use an image that is already on my media library. But in your case, it could be maybe a baking course, whatever it is, you can just, add your image that applies. Okay, so now that I have that, pretty much I'm almost good to go. So it says free here. I'm going to say paid. And for the price, I'm going to say $1.99. I'm not going to worry about tags. And then I'm going to hit publish. Okay, so it looks like everything was saved and it's looking good. Now over here is where we have our link to our page. So let's take a quick preview and see what everything looks like. And there we go. This is what it looks like so far. So we have our description here and we have our add to cart. Boom, you see that? So it adds everything to the cart and we can go with that. But I'm going to show you how to connect all this, okay? Okay, so now that I have that, we are not going to be using the add to carts that we have here because SureCart is going to handle everything and it's going to automate everything as well. All right, so now that we have that, we need to go to the next step, which is the curriculum. And this is where I can add a topic. So here I am going to say how to design websites. Okay, so that's going to be my main, if I can spell. Okay, we're going to add our summary here like that. Now I can start adding all my lessons after I click on OK. All right, so how to design websites, that's going to be my title there. Let's go ahead now and click on lesson. So I'm going to call this getting started. And then over here is where we can add our description text for the course. And by the way, you can do a few items here, like adding links. You can add bullets. And let's say you want to add a link here. You can go in and add your link just like that. There we go. Okay. So over here, we want to add our video. So let's click on, in fact, we don't need to upload it. We need to add a URL. So we're going to click on that and I'm going to go to my YouTube channel here, go to one of my videos, and then I'm going to copy that. Now there's a few things that I need to do just to customize things a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to say, okay, for now, I want to save. Right, let's do a quick preview and see what it looks like. Okay, so that's the course. If I go all the way down here, we have this getting started, but you know what? It is locked because this is not a free course. Okay, but anyway, it's showing on our page, which is very, very good. Next, I'm going now to go to additional. And this is where, you can add your course duration, blah, 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 requirements, instructions, and so on. But I'm not too bothered about that. I'm going to hit save. Okay, so now that it's saved, what's this one here? Press enable. Okay, for the membership. Great, we're just going to say enable. Okay, so now that I have this, there's a few things I need to do here. So I'm going to go back to Tutor LMS. So let's go to visit site. All right. Now you can see here I have all these links all added here. I need to fix that. And let me just show you quickly how you can fix that. So we can do that by coming over here to appearance and menus. Okay. So now we can create a brand new menu called main menu like that. And then we're going to set this to our primary menu. And then we're going to say create. So I know we have a lot of pages, but we don't have to add all these pages. Okay. So we're going to go with home. What else can we add? A dashboard. And what else? Yeah, I think that's all we need for now. Okay. And I'll explain why we just need our basic pages. Now I've added these two dashboards because I think this has created, two dashboards. So let's have a look at them, and then we're going to delete the one we don't need. So I'm pretty sure this is the one that we need. So I'm just going to open this and click on view. There was a tutorial where exactly. So this is the dashboard that we need. Okay. So this one here is what we need. Let's go back. Let's refresh this and see if the pages have changed. Excellent. So you can see here it's changed. So what we need now to do is to delete the one which I created earlier on, which is this one here. Let's trash it. So now we have one dashboard. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. We're going to need now a login page. So what I usually do, I have a plugin that I use for that. It's called Fluent Auth. It's actually very, very good. It also doubles in as a security plugin. So let's go ahead and search for it. So it's Fluent Auth. And I also like the feature where when someone logs in, it redirects them to the dashboard. And that's exactly what we need to do when we have a website like this. Okay, great. Now let's go ahead and activate. Right. Now, remember, we have this dashboard page here. We want that when someone automatically logs in, they should be taken to this page because this is where they get to see everything to do with their membership. So they can take a look at their profile here. They can look at the enrolled courses. They can pretty much look at everything. Okay. So our dashboard is going to be very, very, very important. Okay. So this is actually what I do on Div University. So I'm going to copy this URL here to my dashboard, come back over here. Now let's go to Fluent Auth. So let's first of all go to the dashboard. So over here on the dashboard, you can see there's a bit of some settings that we need to do. You can also see all your logs over here. And if I go to settings, there's a few things that we can set. So what I normally do here is to just say apply recommended, because remember, this is also a security plugin. Okay. So it has two-factor authentication via email. And if someone tries the passwords more than 5 times, it will lock you out for 30 minutes. Okay. Now, this is what I'm really interested in. So we have our login and sign up forms. So what we need to do here is to activate this. Okay. So this now can open up in a what? In a page customizer. So we can also have our shortcodes here if we want to. Okay. So we can say open, and then it shows us what it looks like. So this is what the login page looks like. So this is what your visitor would come and see when they log on to the page. Okay. And if you want to enable the shortcodes, you can do it by coming over here. So why I like this is because I can set my redirects, but there's also another page, which is right here, or another link rather. If I enable this, now when someone logs in, they'll be redirected now to our dashboard. You see that? Redirection to the dashboard. Let's go ahead and save this. Great. So now that I've added this rule, if I want to add another one, I can just go in here and I can select the user role. Okay. And the user role, there's quite a lot here. You can choose whatever user role it is. But anyway, let me not complicate things here. This is exactly what you need to do. You don't need to worry about any of this. Okay. And that is the setting that I also use on my own website. Okay. So now that we have this, we need our login page. So let's first of all come over here. All right. So this is our login and sign up page. So now if I go to appearance and menus, let's take a look and see if I view all the pages. Okay, so we don't have our login page, so we can create a custom link over here. But before we do that, let's get rid of this page. Remember, we had 2 dashboards, and this is the one that I've just deleted. And now I just have these 2. Okay, let's save. Right, so the page I need now is the login page. So we are going to come over here to pages and click on add page. So let's call this login. Use Divi Builder. Okay, we're going to publish that. So now that it's published, we're going to go back and we're going to add it onto our menu. So we're going to go to Appearance, Menus, and then we are going to add our login page to the menu and save. Now I noticed something here. It says configure, but that's what we've just been doing. What happened here? Anyway, I'm going to save that. So back over here, we're going to configure that. I'm pretty sure I applied all this and saved. Okay, anyway, let's just do it one more time. Okay, that's saved. Now is my redirect page saved? Yes, it's saved. And then our login forms. Okay, there we go. That's set up. And I'm going to now look for my shortcodes, and the one that I need is this one right here. Excellent. I'm going to hit save. Right. So back over here now, let's now go in and add our codes on our login page. So here's our login page. We're going to go and click on Edit with Divi. So all we need on this page here are 2 columns. On one of them, we can add an image. And the image I can add here is, in your case, you can add whatever image you want. So let's go with that, or even that. It doesn't really matter. Okay. And then over here is where we add our form. So we're going to add a text module. We're going to duplicate this twice. And then on the second one, I'm going to click in here and add our shortcode. Now, this is our shortcode that we got from Fluent Auth. And then over here on this top one, we're going to say login. Okay, let's highlight this and set this to heading 2. In fact, let's set it to heading 3. Okay, finally, what I normally do here is to add my CSS class. Now, this only works if you use SiteKrafter Pro. If you don't, then it won't work. Now, SiteKrafter Pro is a framework which allows you to design websites which are fluent, and you don't need to worry about any of these views, the tablet view and the phone view. All right, so now that we have that, we're going to save that. And let's do a quick preview so you can see the form. Now, right now, I can't see the form because I am logged in already. So I'm going to copy this URL just to show you that everything is working. I'm going to come over here to File. Oops. And let's open an incognito window. And then we're going to paste the URL so you can see what the form looks like. So there we go. So that's what the form looks like. You enter your username, password, boom, you log in, and it redirects you onto your dashboard, which is fantastic. So you can see here, if you're not registered, you can create an account. Now, this is a free account. We can disable this if we want to. It doesn't really matter. But what matters here is we have this reset password, which is brilliant. Anyway, we have our login page now, and it's working fine. That is really good. Okay, so back over here to our dashboard now. What we need is a landing page for our course. So let's go ahead and create that. So first of all, before I do that, I want to come over here to Appearance and then go to Customize. We want to change our font because the default font here is just driving me crazy. I mean, I could also do this. In fact, you know what? Let's do this the new way. How about that? Okay. Right now I'm using Divi. So let's go to a page that's open. And let's go to our variables manager and fonts. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So headings, it's set to Open Sans. I want to change that to Poppins. Like that. And for the body, I want to set this to Inter. I mean, this looks much better. I mean, I just prefer this, by the way. I'm going to save that, apply changes. And let's save this. Is that going to refresh? Let me see. Okay, there we go. So now it's using the right, everything is now correct. Okay, fantastic. So now that we have this, let's head over back to our dashboard and create our landing page for our course. So I'm going to come over here, click on a new page. So we're going to call this Max Course. And then we're going to say use Divi Builder. Okay, great. So here, I'm just going to do a quick landing page. I'm not going to spend too much time here because that's not really, the point of how the process works. But I'm just going to, put together something very quickly here. So I'm going to add my text module here. I'm going to duplicate it. And I also need to add a video, maybe. So this will serve as my video, my sales video. Okay, so with this now, I'm going to go into my row settings, come over here to design, layout, and we're just going to reduce that. Okay. So for this now, I am going to copy some text over here. Like that. Okay. So this is going to serve as my description text for my heading. So I'm going to replace that like this. And I might need a bit of text here for my description. Now, did you know you can use AI for this to help you choose the right text for your headings? Anyways, I'm going to select that, and now I'm going to use SiteKrafter, because the other way that you could do this is you can come over here, you go into text, and then you can start adding your sizes over here like that. You can see, but I am not doing it that way. I think it's just way too much. I prefer to just come over here and use my variables or my classes. So I'm going to go with text dash medium. Okay, and then for this right here, I am going to go to advanced, and I'm going to go with heading. Okay, that's a bit too much. Okay, we're going to go with heading small, or we can go with text. Let's go with extra large, see what that looks like. Now, do you see how easy it is when I cycle through my text here? Yeah, I think this works. Okay, so we need to center this. I'm going to come back over here and center it. Okay, great. Finally, I just need to make sure that I add my margin. So I'm going to say MT-L. No, that's a bit too much. Let's go with medium. And then for my video here, I'm going to say MT dash large. Okay. So for this text here, as I'm looking at it, I think it needs to be a bit bold. So I'm going to come over here, CSS ID and classes, and I'm going to set this to, let's say, font 800. Okay. I forgot to add a dash. There we go. So now I have my main title here, my description, and my video. So for this video here to look great, you just need to come over here and go to overlay and add an image. So here's my image right here, upload image, and that's going to be my image. Now I may want to add some rounded corners. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go to border and go with maybe 6. All right. So now I have my main landing page. How about I add a button here? Oops. There's my button. So we're going to say buy now. And then we're going to center this button. Okay. Oh, finally, we're going to add our margin top. So we're going to say MT for margin top, medium. Great. So our landing page here is coming good. I'm now going to publish this. Okay, so this button here needs to go to the checkout page of SureCart. Okay, That's very, very important. So I'm going to leave this page open here because I'm going to need that. So back over here now, let's head over to SureCart. So we're going to go to products, and then let's go with add new. Product name, that's Max Course, remember. We're going to hit create. Right, so over here on the description, we're just going to add a bit of a description. We're going to copy some text over here and paste the description. Okay, great. So now that I have my description, it's time to add the pricing. I'm going to come over here and let's say this is $199 for the course. There's no discounts. So let's call this Max Course. Okay, so pretty much it's looking good. I'm going to click on create price, and now I have a price. Okay, so when we continue down here, what makes SureCart really, really awesome is it has integration. So I'm going to click here on add new integration. In fact, before I do that, I need to publish this. Okay, so now that that is published, I am going to go to integrations. And then I'm going to click here, and Tutor LMS is right here. Now I'm going to choose my course, and you can see there it says Max Course. Add integration. Now, isn't that cool? So what's going to happen is when someone purchases this course, they are going to have access to the course right away through this integration. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this product. The next thing we're going to do now is to set up our instant checkout. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to set this to published. And then I don't need the thank you page. You know, let's click on, let's save one more time. Right. So we can either take a look here on this link. Now this will show all our products. Okay. Now we don't want that. In case you're wondering what that button does. Okay, so what we need here is instant checkout. So this is the one that we need. We are going to copy this URL. Okay, let's just paste here so you can see what it looks like. So this is just our instant checkout page. Okay, that's what it looks like. I think it's missing an image here. It looks better with an image. Let's go back. So we're going to come over here, add an image, and that's going to be our image right there, and save. Slave. Right, let's go ahead now and save product one more time. So what we're going to do, remember, on our page here, we had this buy button. We're going to go in and link it to that checkout page. So I'm going to paste my URL like that and save. Great. So far, so good. I'm going to save this page and we're going to do a quick preview. There we go. So now, when someone comes to this main page here where we are selling our course, they can play this video. It's a sales video, blah, blah, blah. They're convinced, and now they click on buy now. Guess what? It's going to take them to the checkout page. Okay. When they purchase this course, it then takes them to the dashboard. Okay. Because after you've done this, it's pretty much going to create an account for you and log you into the system. So once you're in now, pretty much you'll have access to the course. So let's go to Tutor LMS. We go to the courses, and this is our main course. If I click on view, this is what it looks like. Okay. But you know what I'm going to do, because this is going to be, you know, it depends how you're going to set this up. There's quite a few things here you can set up. So if we come over here to settings, I know I haven't touched on a lot of this, but if you come over here to course visibility, we can activate that if you want your viewers to see it or your students to see it. Course content access, you can set that up. The summary, the spotlight. I like spotlight mode. And it's set to flexible. They can retake the course if they want to. So as you can see, there's quite a lot you can go in here and, and set up. So you can set up this WordPress editor for the lessons. Look at all this. I mean, there's just so much. YouTube, embed. So we can also use the tutor player for this. So let's go ahead and activate that. So for this, I'm going to set the course to free. So at least you can see the tutor player. I mean, I really, really like that. I mean, in fact, you can host all your courses on YouTube for free. Because before I used to use Vimeo, and that used to cost me a lot of money. So if you use YouTube, and then let's take a look at the player. So I'm going to come over here to the courses, and let's go to the course itself and make changes to it. Right. So for this course, right, let's see, public course. So let me just set it to public for now so you can see what the player looks like. I'm going to hit update. And now we can do a quick preview. Okay, so when I scroll down and I click on the course, oh, in fact, I have to be enrolled first. So I'm going to say start learning. Now look at that. This is the player that we get when I click on play. You don't see any YouTube stuff on this player, which is fantastic. Did I add my video? I think so. So let me refresh this. Not sure why it's not playing. Okay, there we go. Oh, the video is unlisted. That's why it's not playing. It's a video that's going to be released soon. So that's why it's not playing. But anyway, this is what your player looks like. It's very, very simple, you know, very, very easy to, very easy on the eye. And then over here as well, if you want a full screen experience, you can do that. And pretty much this is really awesome. Now, if you want to make it wide, you can also do that. And this becomes now full screen. So this in a nutshell is how you create your membership. So we are now so what we've done so far is we created a landing page. The landing page is a button that takes us to the checkout page, and then the checkout page is linked to Tutor LMS. So when someone purchases, they get linked up to the course itself. Anyway, this in a nutshell is how you sell your courses with SureCart and Tutor LMS. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments box below. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.